take a hard case to test this principle: admission to a top university. There are many well-qualified students. Suppose you are the president of a great university. Maybe you're the president of Yonsei University. And you have many outstanding applicants for admission. And the university also needs money to carry out its educational mission. And someone proposes to you that you take 10% of the places and sell them to the highest bidder in the following way. You fill 90% of the places according to the best qualified students. For the other 10%, you are willing to accept students who are not the best students, but who are strong enough so that they could benefit from the education and graduate. So they would not fail, but they would not be the top students. And you will choose them on the basis of whose parents will give you very large donations for the university. Let's take a vote. How many, as president of the university, would agree to this system of selling 10% of the places to accept the children of wealthy donors who will give you money? How many would favor that? And how many would oppose that policy? How many would not sell places? So the majority would not, but a substantial minority would. Let's begin with those who would not. Who would object, and who can explain why he or she would object? Yes. Stand up. Yes. We'll get you a microphone.
하지 마. 하지 마. 아직 안 했어. 중간에 맞춰줘. 배터리 아끼려고? 중간에 쳐야지.
Hello. Okay. Hello, my name is Elaine and I actually go to Korea University. Okay, so I disagree that the school should allow to sell the 10% of the spots to the people who are willing to pay, because I believe that the matter of whether it should be able to be sold in the market or not should be determined by the original purpose of the product or whatever is being sold. And I believe that the university's original purpose is to provide education, and
It's providing education even to the 10% of the weaker students.
Yes, but the process of choosing the weaker students should not be based on how rich they are or how much money their parents are willing to pay. It should be determined by the students' willingness and passion for education and learning. Yeah.
Because that's the purpose of a university.
Yes.
And to allow money to determine who is admitted would be, do you think, a corruption of the purpose of the university?
Yes, I believe so. Because the purpose of the university is not to make profits and make money. So I think that the original purpose should be the university's priority, and to accomplish that, like the methods to accomplish that should come after the priority, because,
Okay.
yeah.
Very good. All right, stay there. Keep the microphone. And let's hear from someone who disagrees. Let's hear from someone who would agree to the policy of selling seats. Yes?
Hello, my name is Samudan and I'm a student of Yonsei University. She mentioned the purpose of university education, but I think that if the university accepts the donation from the rich 10% student, I think the university can offer better education. So I think accepting the donation doesn't object to the basic purpose of university education.
Okay. Now I want the two of you to speak to one another. And what would you reply? How would you reply? Speak directly to him.
As I mentioned, I think that it is important for the university to gain its access to the money so that they can offer better education. However, I'm saying that that should not come before the students. That should not become before the original purpose, which is to provide education and to find students who really need it and who really want the education, the high quality education from university.
What do you say? Speak directly to her. Okay. See if you can persuade her.
Okay. So I think 10% is not a big number. If the number was like 30% or 40%, of course it should not be carried out. But the 10% is appropriate, and so university can still maintain the policy.
Why 10%? I don't understand. What is your standard on deciding 10% is okay? How about 11%, 15%? What's the standard of being the percentage to be okay?
Of course, the number would be decided by the board of directors, but what I want to say is that 10% is not that big. It can be accepted by publics.
But I think she's pressing you for a principle. You would object to selling half the seats.
I think 50% is not okay.
Is too much?
Yes.
But you could make more money by selling 50% than 10. And the money serves good purposes, providing for the education for everyone.
But 50% is too much proportionally.
Why?
Many people will object to the policy.
Well, many people may object. Many people may object to 10%. But what's the right thing to do?
I think that my university have to gather general public's opinion about what proportion is appropriate.
Well, but what we are trying to figure out here is what public opinion ought to be, how we should try to persuade people. Maybe we should try to persuade the public to accept 50% of the seats sold. You don't think so?
Yes.
You would favor 50%.
If people don't object to 50%, I think yes, that's also appropriate.
And if they don't object to 100%?
Sorry.
Oh, you've done well. All right, we've begun a good debate, and we're trying to identify the principle. And one principle that we've identified about whether access to university should be bought and sold has to do with the purpose of the university and whether buying and selling seats would undermine or erode or corrupt the purpose. Is there anyone who objects to buying and selling seats who has a different objection from the one that we've discussed already? Yes. Sitting near the aisle. Stand up.
Hi, my name is Kim Se-hyun, and if the university is able to sell the seats for the public, maybe only the rich students can buy the seats of the university and the poor cannot. So I think it's unfair to the public.
All right, so this is a different reason. This is a different reason. Do you want to reply to the... Do you still have the microphone?
이번 그냥 올려요. 이번 할까?
What about the argument of fairness, that it's unfair to talented students who come from families that can't afford to make a big donation? Isn't it unfair to them?
그냥 이렇게 2번 해가지고 그냥
Yes, it's
안에서 김선생
It is.
it's unfair to them,
But
how can I say? I'm losing my logical ability.
I just want to say that happens to all of us sometimes. And I appreciate that. You did a great job. Thank you all. What this discussion, I want to thank everyone who participated in this discussion. Really good job. What this discussion brings out are two different kinds of objection to using markets, to buying and selling certain goods. In the case of access to higher education, we heard two different objections to auctioning off places in the university. One argument is about fairness to those who can't afford to make a big donation or whose parents can't. A second objection says that buying and selling places in